Okay, so starting up the YouTube page, must be time for a tour of the farm. I know I look crazy, and I apologize. And there's not a lot going on necessarily, considering that it's fall. So let me show you without pointing at all the walls. Here's the willow. It came down, but it's still alive. There's a rooster, of course. Here is PP. And he is in a developing pen that the roof will be on shortly. But for now, he's really happy. Hi, Peepers. Hi, Peepers. Yes, he's a good boy. And so this is all going to be farmed very soon. But we're just working our way around. Got some nice trees. A few of my steam cleaner. Here's a baby willow that we rooted from this large willow, which is nice because you know, we'll lose it. So, here is another baby willow. I'll stop and let you take a look, because I know everything starts to blend in. A little more foliage. I, of course, have my giant ant piles. And so here are some sunflowers that are attempting to mature early because the cold. So you have, you know, sunflowers. And so we also have the onions that are in here, and there's going to be garlic in here soon. So this box is actually, there's one garlic, but this box has actually just been being prepped for what is going to come. So here's one chicken coop, and we're advancing every day, so it's not that dirty. It's just cleaned it a couple days ago, so I'm not too embarrassed. The water has that color because of apple cider vinegar. We do it every now and then, especially when the cold comes, to keep chickens from getting sick. This is a giant penguin squash. They're really good for creating gourds and birdhouses, things of that nature, but completely useless when it comes to eating. Got some basils going on and some Aztec tobacco, which has seeded fully, and I need to cut it all down. Yes, we hear you, lady. And bring it to harvest. We have 6 asparagus spots here. As you can see, they're doing really well. It's almost time to cut them down and mulch them. We've got some garlic, more basil. This garden just went nuts in this pear tomato, which I'll get to that. This is a Peruvian purple pepper. You can see. It's creating a lot of peppers. It's very happy. And for anyone who'd like to know, we're in northern Arizona, so not too far north though. So this is nice rosemary, which I took from a restaurant that we were at. Brought it home and rooted it, put it in the ground. It's been there ever since. 2 different types of marigold that are native to Williams, Arizona. Some baby breath when my chickens leave it alone. Some people say you can't have chickens in the garden. We have so much food, we don't care. So here are a bunch of tomatoes, and I'll show you the hens. Pretty girls! So there you go. It works every time. So here are 4 females. You know, come on out to eat the tomatoes. They get bigger every day I see them. They are Aloha chickens. So I am working on breeding them actually with Bielefelders here soon. They're just maturing. They haven't even laid eggs. Here's one of my favorites. This is Luann. She is quite the independent girl. She likes to hang out by herself, escapes her coop every morning. She's always out here before anyone else. As I have to come out and let everyone else loose, she is always out. Here is a new garden box. Chickens eat in it for now. I use their feathers and the pellets, and I have my compost. I allow it to break down over time, and it seems to create this, which I can't even get into the full camera view. This is a pear tomato, and it went insane. And it's always been like this. It just gets bigger, keeps growing. You can see all the new growth on top. I had a beef eater. The pear tomato took care of that. Next year, a little more room. Things done a little differently. This poplar was a tiny stick in a 2-liter when I first got it. Now, as we have this empty box over here, was where we harvested many of our large sunflowers. Got this rose bush, who just no matter how much abuse it's endured, before we moved here, it came back and it grew like $1,000,000. This marigold bush, where Mr. Leahy is, this is the rooster you keep hearing crow because Pee-Pee's actually pretty quiet. And it's Leahy who's always making the stink. Hi, baby. He's a good chicken? So, another marigold bush. I got some chilies here. I'm trying to get them to grow. Here's where sometimes it is a pain to have chickens around because sometimes they like to pick at my chilies. That's okay. I'm just going to grow more. I don't see the issue. And we only take turns free ranging. I like my hens to relax and play the way they are. See, no aggressions. Maybe later in a generation with a rooster who's a little more friendly, we will definitely open up to having roosters with the hens all the time as a free range. So don't mind, this is my seed room. It's just about to be cleaned up so that we can get prepared before spring comes. So there's some giant aloes in here that I've had for a very long time. We use them for so many things, and we could talk further and further about that. Here's a nice piggyback plant. Other than, the aloe has many uses, obviously, but a couple pointless things in here. And we're starting out a big herb rack, so everything will be hung in here and seated quite soon. Looks like there's a rat in my window, but it's a Halloween rat. So, poor Mr. Leahy, he's being cold this weekend because he is not genetically sound for breeding, and he's kind of a bully with the hens, so he's not allowed to be around them. So we figured, rather than keep him cooped up in here, we'll go ahead and cull and eat him this coming weekend. So say bye to Mr. Leahy, huh? But he's had a really good life and has spent his whole life ranging until just recently when he can't get along anymore, so it's just that time. There are some more things I could show you around here. Try to avoid my truck here. Here's a giant compost. The dirt's getting ready for this coming season, and we're building multiples behind it to make use of all these dirts. Another tiny poplar. You see how much it's grown? It's a wild sunflower. We had plenty of them going, and they've really slowed down. More willow babies and a rock pond.